shouldn't go against the flow of the people. Just go with the flow, the direction that people are making tawaf, you go in that direction. You don't go against the flow, trying to fight everybody, trying to fight Al-Hajj al-Aswad. You don't do that. So go with the flow until you see Al-Hajj al-Aswad, the black stone. Opposite the black stone, there's actually green fluorescent light that indicates that you're opposite the black stone, right? So you look towards the black stone, you make what's known as istilam. Istilam, you basically kiss your hand and you point towards Al-Hajj al-Aswad. Okay? Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, or Allahu Akbar, and you start making tawaf anti-clockwise. Okay? So, one tawaf, when you get to the Yemeni corner, if you can touch it physically, it's sunnah to touch it. But you will not be able to do that because there's going to be a huge crowd. So instead you carry on. You don't bother making istilam of Rukn al-Yaman. You just carry on. And again, when you reach the black stone, you can see it, you have a visual of it, you again make istilam. Allahu Akbar. You just beckon with your hand. Allahu Akbar. And you carry on. You don't stop. Many people stop and basically do this all the time, and you're basically blocking the traffic. You just point with your hand, just like this, Allahu Akbar, and carry on. And you do that 7 times. For the men, the first 3 rounds, it is sunnah to make what's called raml. Raml means to basically walk like a brave person, with your chest out, shoulders back. And there's a background to this. When the Prophet ﷺ came back from Medina, the Kuffar of Quraysh started saying, the water of Medina or the air of Medina has made these Muslims weak. The Prophet ﷺ, he told the Muslims, make sure you walk like a brave and strong man when you're performing the first 3 tawaf, first 3 rounds of tawaf. So it's called raml, and it's sunnah to do that. If you forget, that's fine. It's not a major issue. Okay, so each time you pass the black stone, you make istilam. Now what happens is, many people, they will lose count. Trust me, you think that, counting up to 7 is easy. It's possible to lose count when you're making tawaf. So the easiest way to remember is, you should allocate, for every tawaf, you should allocate a special dua. And you're going to say, for example, in the first tawaf, I'm going to send salutations upon the Prophet ﷺ. The second tawaf, I'm going to make istighfar. The third tawaf, I'm going to make the dua, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Fourth tawaf, I'm going to make this dua. Fifth tawaf, I'm going to recite 4th kalima. Sixth, I'm going to say رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. Okay? Or du'as for my family in the 6th tawaf. And you can make dua in your own language. It doesn't have to be Arabic. Okay? And in the 7th tawaf, I'm going to make another dua. So allocate 7 different du'as that you're going to do, and that way you're going to remember which round you're doing. Okay? After you've done your 7 rounds, then an 8th time you make istilam again of Al-Hajj al-Aswad, and then you go and pray 2 rakat. You will go pray 2 rakat. It is sunnah to perform the 2 rakat at Maqam Ibrahim, but you're not going to be able to do that because of the huge crowd. Okay? So basically, see where Maqam Ibrahim is right there. You will go back, way back, and facing Maqam Ibrahim and Kaaba at the same time, you perform 2 rakat. Way back somewhere. It doesn't have to be very close to Maqam Ibrahim. And then after that, you drink Zamzam water as much as you can, and then you head towards Safa. You perform Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. I just mentioned all of these things. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, at the first tawaf, you make what's known as itlibab. See these guys right at the front? They've got their shoulders uncovered. That's itlibab, to keep your right shoulder uncovered. And that is only at the first tawaf. And al-raml, I told you about that already. That walking like a brave man in the first 3 rounds of tawaf. Okay, then you pray 2 rakat of tawaf. overhead view of the Kaaba again. Thank you. Okay, the issue of the black stone. You don't have to touch the black stone, you don't have to kiss the black stone. Especially if you're going to harm people, push people. You are basically going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt other people, and you're going to ruin the rewards of Hajj if you do that. So don't do that. Making Islam from far away is exactly the same as well. Okay, in this case, what you do is that a woman who's in her menstruation, right? This is something that we need to keep in mind, that this is a natural thing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A woman should not feel guilty about having that happen to her. It happened to Aisha when she was in performing Hajj with the Prophet ﷺ. Nowadays, you can take medication to prevent that from happening, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's permissible to do that. However, if you do not prevent it and it occurs, then you go through all the rituals of Hajj, and you only miss tawaf out. And tawaf ziyarah, which is the last tawaf, you will perform that after attaining cleanliness. Okay? So say for example, now you came for Umrah, but now the menstruation started. So don't make the intention for Umrah. You basically make the intention for Hajj Ifrad, for only Ifrad, Hajj. You don't make the intention for Umrah. You don't go into Ihram, and you stay out of the Ihram until the days of Hajj. Okay, so the only thing that a woman doesn't do is perform the tawaf. The rest of the rites of Hajj she will do, which we will cover tomorrow. Alright, tawaf, it has to be done without any interruption. Okay, if you break wudu, go back, make wudu, and continue where you left off. But it should not be without any, done with interruption. If you make the tawaf, and in the meantime salat occurs, you perform the salat, and then you carry on from where you left off. Alright, for people who are on a wheelchair, older people, there is a special section where they can actually make tawaf. See this section here? It's on the second floor, and it is specifically for people on wheelchairs. However, people on the third floor also make the tawaf too on wheelchairs, and they hurt a lot of people because they are basically rushing, and those wheelchairs, they hit people's feet from behind, and that happens on the third floor. Those are actually not official. This is the official place for people on wheelchairs. If people are going in this direction on the wheelchairs, this is where you have an older person with you, you should take them and push them in the wheelchair. And you need, if you look at the picture here, what it says here is again the idea that you get of things which are so out of order and people not looking at the signs. What does it say over there? Men only. And look here, there's all these women. So unfortunately that happens. And if you go back, it says here, women only, and they're all men here. So try to pay attention to the signs. You know, everybody can read. But again, people are kind of like so worked up and emotional and excited that they don't even look at the signs. Alright, so after you've made the tawaf, you basically drink water, Zamzam water, and you make then sa'i. You head towards Safa and Marwa, and you start from the right hand side. If your back is to the Kaaba, you will start from the right hand side, Safa, and there will be a sign there which will say, to to the mas'a, meaning to the place where you're going to make sa'i, and you will see a sign that says Safa, and on the other side it says Marwa. Now Safa and Marwa, it has 3 or 4 floors also. So if you cannot get onto the first floor, ground floor, go to the second floor, you can go to the third floor, and even actually there's a basement. If you know how to find it, there is a basement where you can make sa'i also, right? But you have to know how to find it. It's a bit tricky to get to that place. And in any case, you make sa'i from Safa and Marwa. You start from Safa, go to Marwa. Marwa to Safa. Safa to Marwa. And basically, Safa to Marwa is 1 round. Marwa to Safa is 2 rounds. And so on. So basically, you will start at Safa, you will end at Marwa after 7 rounds. Okay? So that's going between Safa and Marwa. For men, when you are going between Safa and Marwa, there is an area which is known as Milayn Akhdarain, which is the green posts. And actually, there are fluorescent lights that are green, you can see them. For men, it is sunnah to actually run at that point, to run a little bit quicker at that point. For women, they maintain their own pace. If you're traveling with your wife, maybe it's better for you to maintain the same pace. Don't run and leave her behind. Basically, she's going to get lost, okay? Maybe you want that to happen. All right, so you keep with her and don't